What is good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Raider Alex back with yet another video for you guys. Anybody that's new to the channel and you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, let's jump right into the topic of this video. We need to have a conversation about the quarterback situation for the Las Vegas Raiders. Gardner Minshew, to start the season, was named the starter as he beat Aiden O'Connell out in the preseason and in the offseason in that quarterback battle. Now, the battle was very close, and it's going to continue to be a topic of discussion until somebody can truly take the command of that position. Gardner Minshew thus far has had some good moments, but he's also had some bad moments throughout his first 3 weeks. Currently, Gardner Minshew has thrown for 447 passing yards. He has 3 touchdown passes and 3 interceptions. Not great, but this is kind of what you should have expected from Gardner Minshew. To me, he's a very sneaky quarterback who at times can catch fire and make plays happen. And that's just what we saw in the second half versus the Ravens, where he popped off, made some big plays, and got us back into the football game. But the biggest issue I see with Gardner Minshew is his overall consistency when it comes to being accurate with the football. And at times, he's definitely holding onto the ball too long. I think he needs to do a better job of just hitting his first and second read when it's there. At times, he's holding onto the ball way too long, and I'm not sure if it's because he wants to get the big play or if he's just not seeing the reads. But whatever the case may be, he has to do a better job of this. He needs a good mixture of just taking what the defense gives you and moving on to the next play. And every now and then he should do what he does when it comes to holding on to the football and trying to make things happen, navigating through the pocket and throwing on the move. But he needs to find that right combination. But with the Raiders' offensive struggles throughout this season, I've seen a lot of fans wanting us to bench Gardner Minshew and replace him with quarterback Aiden O'Connell. Now, personally, I think it's the right call that Antonio Pierce made thus far to keep Gardner Minshew as a starter for at least one more week against the Cleveland Browns. To me, 4 weeks is essentially 1/4 of an NFL season, so I think it's only fair you give whichever quarterback we name the starter at least 4 weeks to evaluate his performance. If they would have made the decision before the season to start AOC, I would have had the same thought process. Give them the first quarter of the season, see how they do, and you can make a decision after that. So I think if Gardner Minshew ends up struggling against the Cleveland Browns, if he keeps missing open reads, if he continues to turn the ball over, if he's still holding on to the ball too long, and ultimately if we lose on Sunday, then I think it's totally fair game for this coaching staff to make the move to Aiden O'Connell. But with this whole quarterback situation, to me, the biggest question mark is if we did bench Gardner Minshew, how much an improvement would this offense be with Aiden O'Connell? Because I feel like we just need to talk about this offense in general. To me, the biggest issue I see with this offense has not really been the quarterback play, but to me, the biggest and most alarming issue I see with this offense is the play up front for the offensive line, especially in the run game. The Raiders' offensive line was pretty bad last season, and going into the season, I didn't think it would regress, but so far, throughout 3 weeks, it has, in my opinion, and that is not good news. The Raiders are ranked dead last in the entire league when it comes to running the football, and that is a recipe for disaster for an NFL offense. And I feel like the past couple of years or so, you've seen the trend of opposing NFL defenses using a lot of too high safety looks, limiting big plays throughout the air. And to me, I think this has presented a great opportunity for teams to take advantage of that and run the ball effectively. If they're only going to have 6 people in the box, then that's where a good team can take advantage of this and be able to establish the run. And if we look at the current trend, right now in the league, you look at the top 5 offenses in the NFL currently, you got the Baltimore Ravens, you got the Philadelphia Eagles, you got the San Francisco 49ers, the Green Bay Packers, and the Detroit Lions. I think one thing you can see with all those teams is they can all run the ball very effectively. They all have top 10 rushing attacks, but currently for the Raiders, they're not even close to that. They don't even have a competent running game. It's crazy. We can't even have our starting running back get 60 to 70 yards a game. It's absolutely pathetic, and I think that's a big problem for us. The stats back this up that we can't run the ball. The offensive line isn't doing good. And if you just watch the film, you can see how we consistently struggle to get any push up front and create holes for the running backs. And we have a big question mark with Zamir White. He's not looking good. The Raiders are terrible at running the football. So I think this is putting us in more consistent situations where we're getting into 3rd and long, downing situations. And unfortunately, this offensive line still isn't the best when it comes to pass protection either. I will say they are better at pass blocking than they are at run blocking, but that's also because the run blocking is terrible at this point. So I just feel like given the current situation, we're really not putting either one of these quarterbacks in a great position to succeed. You also got to factor in that Luke Getsy, it's not looking too good for him as well. The play calling was questionable when he was there at the Chicago Bears. And so far throughout 3 weeks, the play calling at times seems very conservative, very vanilla, a lot of dump off passes. And the run scheme doesn't look great either. And you combine that with the offensive line not doing good. This offense has not gotten off to a good start. Part of that is Gardner Minshew making some mistakes, but I think there is a bigger underlying issue, and that is the offensive line. So personally, I don't think changing to quarterback Aiden O'Connell will drastically improve the offense until, like I said, we fix that underlying issue, which is the offensive line. I think the Raiders will have to switch it up. The starting lineup up front on the offensive line. I mean, at the left guard position, we have absolutely struggled all season long. We got to make a change there. At right tackle, we struggled with Thayer Munford, but I will say last game, DJ Glaze went in there, the rookie, 3rd rounder out of Maryland, and I liked his tape. I would like for us to move forward with him at the right tackle spot, but we're going to have to change up the lineup. I also wouldn't be opposed to giving running back Alexander Madison more snaps, see if he may have better success running the football. But I think until we fix the offensive line, until they can improve, I think our offense will continue to be inconsistent and struggle all year long. I think Aiden O'Connell will be more consistent when it comes to his accuracy throwing the football. He may do a better job at being more consistent with his reads, making the right ones. And he definitely is a quarterback that if his first read is there, he is going to take that and just move on to the next play. But what I'm afraid with Aiden O'Connell is what will happen when we can't protect him, because his offensive line has been struggling. And when it comes to his game, he is very limited when it comes to evading pressure. With Gardner Minshew though, at least we've seen him make some big plays using his legs to avoid the rush. Like in week 2, when he escapes the pressure and we got an off-script play to Brock Bowers where he gets to the 1-yard line. Those are the type of plays that I don't see Aiden O'Connell being able to make in this offense. So you should get a more consistent thrower of the football with Aiden O'Connell. But I think we're going to see a lot less plays in the scramble drill, which is something that I think was going to be necessary for this offense if they can't get better protecting up front. And especially if Luke Getsy can't do a good job scheming up open receivers and doing a good job with the play calling. Also, before the season started, I thought Aiden O'Connell would be a better option in terms of pushing the football down the field. But I will say Minshew has kind of surprised me. He hasn't been bad with the deep shots. He hit a big one to Trey Tucker last week. So I'm not sure how much an upgrade that would be with Aiden O'Connell, if there is any. But Minshew has shown he can make some big throws down the field. Ultimately though, Raider Nation, to be honest, I think they are both mid-level quarterbacks in Minshew and O'Connell, and I just think it comes down to preference and the quarterback style. Do you want more of a riskier gunslinger in Gardner Minshew who can show that at times he can catch fire and put over 250 yards in 1 half? Or would you rather have a more conservative pocket passer, a more accurate quarterback throwing the football? Personally, I think the success of this offense will be more predicated on whether or not we can improve the offensive line more so than the quarterback play. Ultimately, I say give Gardner Minshew another week against the Cleveland Browns right here. Let's see how he does. Let's see how this offense looks. If he looks bad out there, if we lose the football game, then sure. Week 5, we can pull him. We can go with Aiden O'Connell. And if we do that, I would like to see Aiden O'Connell get at least 4 weeks to truly analyze and compare the difference in the offense between these two. I think the last thing this football team needs is a consistent change at the quarterback spot. Us rotating quarterbacks every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, especially considering the fact that there are 2 completely different quarterbacks stylistically wise. That's going to be hard for the offensive line and for the receivers to adjust to. And it's just going to make it super difficult for us to establish any type of chemistry and rhythm on this offense. But Raider Nation, that's what I think about the current quarterback situation. Let me know what you guys think though in the comment section down below. But with that being said, Raider Nation, that's all for you guys in today's video. Anybody that's new to the channel and you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next one.